will be done on earth as it is in heaven, because I was way down yonder by myself. Couldn't anybody pray?
Well, this used to be called Zion City, a great town. And this is where Mr. Benjamin Maxson got an impression from God to start a group. They started a teenage group after about 2 or 3 years, 3, 4 years maybe. Mr. Benjamin Maxson went into the ministry and turned it over to Mr. Sherman Washington, who was our president and leader for 70 years. He passed about 3 years ago. I think it was February 2011. And his number one request of us was to keep it going. And by the grace of God, we intend to do that. Mr. Quint Davis and Alice Minor were looking to put together the first original jazz festival, New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. They met a fellow by the name of John Hawkins, which was a member of the Zion Harmonizers. He in turn directed him to Mr. Sherman Washington, who was our leader and president. And when Mr. Quint Davis approached Mr. Sherman Washington, love at first sight. And they started it together. They went into it together. The first gospel tent location was the Congo Square in Louis Armstrong Park. They were there for several years, and then they moved to the New Orleans Fairgrounds, where we are still located. It's a different sound. It's a unique sound, and it's an undying sound as far as we're concerned. Well, basically, that's where everybody started out. Mostly everybody in those days had a bass singer. Then the music became a little updated, more popular maybe, and easier, so they drew out, or they left out the bass line, and they went to 3-part harmonies. But it's just been a tradition always of the Zion Harmonizers to maintain that 4-part harmony. We have about maybe 10 CDs to our credit, but we don't own any of them. But this year the Lord blessed us to produce our own. We own it, lock, stock, and barrel. Even the label is ours. We're looking to do bigger and better things by the grace of God. It's a basic love. You have to start with that. You know, I'm in the trucking business. I had my own truck for about 21 years, had my own equipment, bush hogging and bobcat and everything else. But this is where my love lies. Now, we do have some young artists that still like our music, and we get a chance to perform from time to time, but it's not as far-reaching as it used to be. But we're hoping to reincorporate that, because Mr. Benjamin Francois, he's working with youth, and we want to do something special with them in the near future that we can kind of start a grassroots movement and to sort of get it back again. We have some dedicated men here, and we intend to keep it going until the Lord returns.
Oh, preacher, you ought to been there that day.
Oh, preacher, you ought to been there.
I said, preacher, you ought to been there that day.
To see old Jordan roll. Oh, I can say roll. Roll, Jordan.